A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a bold and controversial statement during his visit to Qatar, U.S. President Donald Trump expressed his desire for the United States to take Gaza and transform it into a freedom zone. This declaration comes as the Israel-Hamas conflict escalates, resulting in significant casualties and destruction in the Palestinian enclave. Speaking to reporters, Trump emphasized his belief that U.S. involvement could bring about positive change in the war-torn region. "I have concepts for Gaza that I think are very good. Make it a freedom zone. Let the United States get involved and make it just a freedom zone," he stated. The president's remarks have sparked a wave of criticism and concern, particularly from Qatari officials who have previously opposed such ideas, suggesting that they undermine the sovereignty of the Palestinian territories. The backdrop of Trump's comments is marked by a severe humanitarian crisis in Gaza, where the Civil Defense Agency reported that Israeli bombardments have resulted in at least 103 deaths, including many women and children. The situation has drawn international attention and condemnation, with calls for a ceasefire and humanitarian assistance growing louder. Trump's trip to the Middle East, which began in Riyadh, has been characterized by a focus on economic deals, including a reported $96 billion agreement with Qatar for Boeing aircraft. In a meeting with business leaders, he hinted at plans for advanced military aircraft, including the development of a new twin-engine warplane, the F-55, and an upgraded version of the F-22 Raptor. During his address at the U.S. Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, Trump reiterated his commitment to American military strength, stating, "As president, my priority is to end conflicts, not start them, but I will never hesitate to wield American power if it's necessary to defend the United States of America or our partners." The president's remarks on Gaza come amid ongoing violence, with Israeli airstrikes continuing to target various locations in the enclave. Reports indicate that the death toll from these strikes is rising, with many victims trapped under rubble following attacks on residential areas. In a broader context, the Israeli military has been conducting operations in the West Bank, leading to further fatalities and heightened tensions. The situation is exacerbated by recent statements from Israeli officials calling for retaliation against Palestinian communities following attacks on Israeli citizens. As the conflict escalates, protests against the Israeli blockade of Gaza have gained momentum, with activists and public figures, including Ben Cohen, co-founder of Ben & Jerry's, being arrested during demonstrations. The ongoing violence and humanitarian crisis in Gaza have led to widespread calls for a reassessment of U.S. foreign policy in the region, with many advocating for a more balanced approach that prioritizes human rights and diplomatic solutions. In response to Trump's comments, various international leaders have expressed their concerns, highlighting the need for a peaceful resolution to the conflict that respects the rights and dignity of the Palestinian people. As President Trump continues his Middle East tour, the implications of his statements on Gaza remain to be seen, with many watching closely for any developments that could impact the fragile situation in the region. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.